VA Loan Wealth Building Playbook. I'm Dave Holland, licensed mortgage and real estate broker, 25 years in the business. A lot of it's been specializing in the VA loan. Most veterans use their VA benefit to buy a house. A small number of veterans use their VA benefit to build wealth. This video is for that second group, or anyone who wants to be in it. I'm going to show you exactly how to use the VA loan benefit in a sequenced strategy to accumulate real estate assets over time. This is not a theory. I have watched clients do this many times. I've helped structure these deals. Let me break it out for you. The foundation. What makes VA loans so powerful for wealth building? Let us start with what you're actually working with. So you have zero down payment, no private mortgage insurance ever, competitive interest rates that are typically lower than conventional, and the ability to use that benefit more than once. And for certain loan structures, the ability to retain your VA loan when you move out and rent the property. The last part is where the playbook really starts. Move number 1, buy with zero down and build equity. You buy your first home with the VA loan benefit, zero down. Let's say you buy a $500,000 home in a market with solid appreciation. At 3% annual appreciation, which is pretty conservative, that house is worth $515,000 after year 1, $545,000 after year 3, and $600,000 after 5 years. You put zero down to start. So you're building equity in an asset that you didn't have to put 6 figures in front of to acquire. That's leverage working for you. Meanwhile, you're living in the property, so your housing costs are working for you, not for a landlord. So move number 2 is to convert that property into a rental and then buy again. Here's where most veterans do not know their options. When you get PCS, you get promoted, you simply decide that you want a bigger home, you do not have to sell that first VA property. You can rent it out. You can use your remaining VA loan entitlement to buy again. We can do that calculation for you and tell you what you have available. So depending on your loan balance, the county loan limits, where you're going to be purchasing, you may be able to do this with no money down on the second purchase as well. I've seen as many as 4 properties on one VA loan entitlement. So now you have property 1 covering most or all of the mortgage, and you've started to look for property 2, and you move into property 2. You just became an accidental rental investor with no money down on either property. So move number 3 would be house hacking for maximum efficiency. So if you really want to accelerate this, you could buy 2, 3, or 4 unit properties with your VA loan. VA allows you to purchase up to 4 units as long as you occupy one of them as your primary residence. So you buy a 4-plex, you live in 1 unit, and the other 3 pay for your mortgage. It's not bad. In a lot of markets, that rent covers your entire payment. Sometimes you can even become positive cash flow on your very first property that you purchase. So now you're building equity, generating income, and living for free or very close to it. That's called house hacking. It's not a new concept, but the VA loan makes it more accessible with the zero down payment, which is the part that kind of changes the math. So move 4 is going to be a cash out refinance to redeploy equity. So once you've held on to the property for a few years and it's appreciated, key words, few years. This is not a get rich quick scheme. The VA allows for a cash out refinance up to 100% of the property's value in most cases. If you look at that versus conventional FHA, other loan types, you can't do a cash out refinance conventional 100% ever. That's what makes the VA loan most powerful. So most programs cap out at 90. That means your property is worth 600 and you owe 420, and you can potentially pull out 120 or more in equity. So what do you do with that? You use it as a down payment on a conventional investment property, a DSCR loan, or you can redeploy it in however your financial situation dictates. But the point is your first VA purchase becoming a wealth generating machine that funded your next investment. That's the playbook. So quick reality check. Here's where I'm going to be straight with you. The strategy requires you to hold properties through market cycles. So it requires you to be a landlord or hire somebody to be one for you. And it requires you to understand taxes of converting a primary residence to a rental, which means you probably should get a CPA in your corner, not just a mortgage broker. I don't do taxes. It also requires you to not blow your entitlement on a bad purchase in a declining market. So now you need a great real estate agent that understands the VA loan and investing as well. So you want to buy in solid markets, buy at or below market value, and buy with a long-term hold strategy. That's the name of the game. The bottom line is the VA is by far the best wealth building tool available to working Americans. Most just don't know how to use it. Zero down, no PMI, can be used multiple times. Tell me what's going to be better for you. You're going to be able to support multiple property units, multi-unit, single family, whatever you want to purchase, and it allows cash out at favorable terms. If you're a veteran and you're not using this benefit strategically, you're leaving serious money on the table. I work with veterans every day to structure these deals. There's free call available to you in the description. No obligation. Worst case scenario, I'm going to leave you with a strategy and a clearer picture of what's possible for you. And you make a friend in the mortgage business. Best case scenario, we get you moving into a new property. Subscribe and like if this info was valuable. Next video is going to be how to use the DSCR loan to buy multiple rental properties with no income verification. That one applies to the investors, self-employed borrowers, and anybody really whose tax returns make their income look invisible. That's what's coming up. Thanks, guys.